Hello and welcome to phase 3 of my perfect MCU. This one's called Infinity. So, we have the Midnight Sun. First we have the Midnight Suns. That's the first movie. 2016. So this movie is basically just the Midnight Suns origin story in the comics. Of course, like Morbius hasn't appeared yet in these movies, so we just introduce him here and some of the other characters. Less famous, but yeah. Forget. But Captain Marvel, it's just the same thing as the actual Captain Marvel movie, except it takes place in 2016, not in the past. So yeah. Blade 2, same thing. Same thing as the real Blade 2, except it takes place after Midnight Suns, so there's probably some changes there. You have your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, the picture is not related, is now we're going into 2017. It's called that because the main villain is Kingpin, and he's terrorizing the neighborhood. Yeah, I got smarts. Yeah, he's back from Daredevil. Now he's the Spider-Man villain. Then we have the Wolverine. This is basically just the real world Wolverine movie. The Wolverine. There's like 3 Wolverine movies. The one that's specifically called The Wolverine. That's right here. We have the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The only similarity to this, the real Doctor Strange. Oh, sorry about that. So, yeah, the only similarity to it, the real Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness movie is that Doctor Strange goes into the multiverse. Yeah. This is still a fitting name. This is our introduction to the multiverse. It's not, and we don't have anything else for the multiverse for now, but here's our introduction. The final movie of 2017 is Captain America Civil War, which is way more like the real Civil War, because it has all of the characters, not just the Avengers. Everyone. And uses who they were, well, not everyone that's been in this so far, so it actually has the return of the Fantastic Four, and they actually do the same thing they do in the actual Civil War comics. So yeah, it's like a much more accurate one, comic accurate movie, and I would say maybe Captain America actually wins, which is not comic accurate, because it just makes the stuff after it a little bit less messy. Then, first movie 2018, we have X-Men United, which is not called X2. The X-Men not called X2 X-Men United, just X-Men United. Because that's dumb to call it X2 X-Men United. This is actually not very much like the real X-Men United movie. It instead it does have the X-Men and the Brotherhood uniting. But this time, instead of being against Stryker, because we already had that in X-Men New Allies, now they're versing the Sentinels and Trask. So yeah. And we have World War Hulk. Yeah, it's kind of just the comic stuff. And it brings in like the Hulk variants, like She-Hulk and stuff. Yeah. Then you have Iron Man 2. This is basically the real world Iron Man 2, just way later in the timeline. So Tony actually knows Natasha, and he has his life back together a lot more. So, yeah. But this is to introduce Justin. Actually, it doesn't just introduce Justin Hammer. He's in X-Men New Allies. But it does introduce Whiplash. Introduces War Machine. Rhodey was before, but a War Machine. Then we have Ultimate Spider-Man. This, not the show or the actual Ultimate comics. This is the introduction of Venom as the main villain. Of course, he has a symbiote suit, and then eventually, Brock gets it. Yeah. Then, 2019, have Avengers Infinity War Part 1. This is gonna have, it's gonna be called Avengers. It's gonna have everyone. All the Marvel characters from all the movies previous. And, of course, that's Part 1, so Thanos is gonna win, and we're gonna go to Part 2. Now, the characters that were snapped here are, well, here, let me tell you the survivors. Survivors are Spider-Man, Hulk, Jean Grey, Betty Ross, Captain America. By the way, this is the only characters who are actually involved in this movie, like the movies. More characters probably got snapped and not snapped, but they weren't like involved. So yeah, Daredevil, Black Widow, Drax, who was introduced in Planet Hulk. I forgot to mention that. The Punisher, Doctor Strange, Morbius, okay, one of the, what are they called? Like one of Blade's buddies in Midnight Suns. I don't know. I forgot what they're called. Wolverine, Falcon, She-Hulk, and Harry Osborn who survived the snap, and the people who died, who are actually in this movie, were Cyclops, Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Mary Jane Watson, Nick Fury, Thor, Storm, Blade, Ghost Rider, Vision, Captain Marvel, Gwen Stacy, Wong, Beast, War Machine, and what was the last one? Wait. Oh yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah, that's it.